What's going on, everybody? Let's get right into our nightly video. So the topic of discussion tonight is lack of opportunities. I can tell from the group chat, I can tell from talking with some of you guys one-on-one that, you guys are getting frustrated with the current market environment we're in, and it's completely understandable. When many of us came together last summer, we were in the middle of a very strong market where, every day, there was a focus list with, 5 to 10 setups that were, just firing perfectly. But guys, the reality of trading, and it's a reality that you got to accept if this is going to be a part of your life, now and in the future, is that there are just particular times there is nothing to be done. Now, it's important to figure out what kind of trader you are. If you're a day trader, if that's going to be your main goal is to get in and out, quick scalps, whatever it may be, then you can find opportunities in markets like this. For someone like me who prefers to approach it through a swing trading strategy where I'm more patient, looking for a situation where I can put money to work for a few days to a few weeks, that requires patience. And there's benefits and disadvantages to trading any style, guys. For me, this works in my personality. I can be patient, and just mentally, I prefer to wait for those super ripe opportunities where I can turn, $10,000 into $40,000, $50,000 in a week or a little more. Those are the kinds of things I'm looking for. So, the reason that I haven't been spitting out many trade signals, guys, is that all of my signals are usually based upon volume on a bigger time frame. Again, I'm looking for multi-day moves. Well, here's our charts here, our trusty charts of all the sectors, and as you guys can see, there's just really been no volume. So, the reality is, I'm doing my job as a trader, doing the style that I prefer, and I'm not trading, guys. So yes, it can be frustrating. Believe me, I want to trade more than anybody, but the environment is what it is, and you have to act accordingly. Now, what seems like could be a potential at the moment is, rather than this constant kind of consolidation, we may be going back into this overbought, oversold environment. So one setup I think is really interesting here would be Alibaba. So here's one we should definitely keep our eyes on as a team. Very much oversold here. Found that buying and kind of back and forth. But what I'm looking at is the main moves here, guys. So very oversold. It had a sharp bounce followed by a small dip. Now, what's going to happen from here is that we either experience another leg down in the market, or we go from, being oversold short term back into buying mode. So the way to, approach this trade is keep your eye on BABA here, and either with the 195-minute chart or the 65-minute chart, see if you can get some volume coming in. So here's a setup I'll definitely be watching tomorrow, guys. As you can see, we're oversold, found some nice buying, are now being sold off again, and what happened here? Only a few bars, I get it, but found some temporary support, and on the last bar of the day, looks like some strong volume came in. So these are things you guys gotta be mindful of, and that's why it's so important to put in your chart time. But BABA looks good, guys, for a potential, move out of being oversold short term. Could see some buyers return there. Take a look at a few other big tech names. You got Apple trying to approach all-time highs, it seems. Not really a setup there in Apple, in my opinion. Google, I like. Again, we were oversold, got a bit overbought, and now we're in a dip. Either going to trade lower from here, or we're going to take this newfound support, which keeps being found right around, call it that, 107 range. And if you see some volume coming here in the next few days, guys, this could make a bounce back to the upside. So that's why it's so important to look at all the big FANG stocks and the sectors themselves. So I do like Facebook for that potential move back to the upside. I do like Google. And other than that, guys, it's going to be a game of patience. I think we should all definitely keep an eye here on NVIDIA. And again, you want to keep an eye on the names that always see those increases of volume when the overall market is seeing it. So nice consolidation here, guys, in NVIDIA. This is a big name tech stock, one of the most, heavily owned stocks in the market. So if you see money flowing into the S&P 500 and the Qs and the tech sector over the next few days, you should take a peek over at NVIDIA and see if that volume is showing up there. And if it does, you have a nice potential group move on your hands. And that's a quick way to make a great profit, guys. So bear with it here. You know, we got our kind of our asses handed to us across the board in all these sectors, and now we've had the time to make a rebound. And it may take another few weeks, guys, for us to kind of trade sideways here and clear things out. But regardless, for a swing trader like myself, I trade under the belief that it's the big money that moves prices and stocks. And for those of you who've been with me for a while, every big time move we've caught, the volume is there. The pattern is always the same. Right now, there's just no volume, guys, so I'm being, very particular in any trade I take, using sizing accordingly. But as I always tell you, don't fall asleep at the wheel. Things change quickly. And looking right here, you got consumer staples in a consolidation. You got energy in a beautiful consolidation. Take a look at a few energy names. Beautiful consolidation. So there's a lot of opportunity setting up, guys. Just be patient. You look at the financial sector. We got XLF. Then you take a look at some of those names, looking nice and ripe for a bounce. Easily could see a bounce in Goldman. Easily could see a bounce in Bank of America. But it'll only happen if money flows into the overall market and into the tech sector itself. So monitor those sectors, guys. Monitor those big names. Plan your trades in advance and just be patient. All will be back to normal at some point.